Hello guys, so today we're doing this really cool project. So how it works if we move this empty around, and as you can see the sphere scale up, and if we press play, as you can see it animates with it. So it's a really fun and satisfying thing. So yeah, I will show you how to do it today. So I'll just create a new file. And I'll start by pressing Ctrl I and then deleting the camera and the light. So then I'll keep the cube, and then I will press Alt Z on edit mode and press E to extrude it, and then S to scale it. I'm going to bring it a little bit down like this and press Shift R, sometimes like this. And then I'm going to press E again, scale, and then Shift R. So you do this until you think there's enough vertices over there. But now what we're going to do is come over here and add a subdivision surface. So as you can see, we got the sphere over here. I'll keep it at 2. And then I'm going to add a empty with a sphere like this, and select this one and then select this one. So first the sphere and then the empty, and then press Ctrl P and object. So we're going to call the empty. I think I'm just going to keep it empty, and then for this one I'm using F2 to rename, and I'm just going to call it sphere. So now we can hide this sphere, and then we can add a new object, which is going to be another cube. But this cube is going to be a geometry nodes. So on the geometry nodes, I'm just going to create a new one, and then I'll start by adding a cube. So I'll not use the normal cube and use this cube, because this one we can change it later, so it's more customizable. But for the next thing, what we're going to do is convert the mesh, this mesh, to a volume. So now it's a volume, and then we're going to distribute points on volume, in the volume. So as you can see, it's not looking that good right now, but if we choose grid, it starts to get better. So I'm just going to scale this up, maybe to like 3 or something. Yeah, I think 3 is good. And then I think I'll just make the spacing a little smaller, like this. If you don't like the grid, you can choose random. It's still going to work, but grid looks way better in my opinion. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add it. So we're going to set position over here, and now we're going to do something really tedious to do, but it's setting up the noise texture. So first we're going to add a noise texture like this, and then a color ramp, no, a map range, sorry, and I'm going to choose this to 40, put the value over here, and the offset. The scale, I'm going to put it back to 1 or something like that. We can change it later, but I think 1 is good right now. It's kind of hard to see when there's just these points. One thing I have to do before keeping on going, I'm just going to, on the X, scale a little bit like this. So yeah, so I'll just come back over here. And if you want to change the strength, you can put this down to -1 like this, and yeah, that's how it works. So for the noise texture, I'm just going to keep it like this. I think just remove the detail, and then now I'll keep it like this. So now I'm going to add a combine X, Y, and Z, and then I'm going to come over here to those two, and then press Ctrl G, because this will take up a lot of space and I don't want that. So I'm just going to duplicate it 2 more times, and then the first thing I'm going to do is just plug this to the W, and then plug into an add node. So math, not vector math. And then I'm going to just keep it at add and put this value at 10. It doesn't need to be 10, it just needs to be something big. For the second one, it can be like 50 or something like that. And I'm just going to plug it on the W's. So now I'm just going to hide this 2 over here and just bring it down. Maybe press Ctrl J too. So for the next thing, just so we can personalize it a little bit, we're going to plug in on the scale. So over here, and then for the last one, I'm just going to put over here and plug this into it isn't working anymore. So I'm just going to put a math node, and it's going to be the multiply math node. So multiply. So then it's going to be just a normal one, and I'm just going to put a 2 over here. So this I'm going to plug over here, and then I'm going to subtract. Sorry, again. So math. I'll just duplicate this and then put a subtract, and then put this value over here, and then so we're just multiplying by 2 and then subtracting the base one by this value, so we will get the negative number. And then I'm just going to do this and then move it without. So if I press G and then I press just Alt and then bring it out, it will work. And then I'll plug this into this little string. So now we got, so this is the normal one. So I'm just going to go over here, tab, and put this value at 1. So then this one is this output over here is going to be the negative of that value. So I'm going to plug this not to max of everything over here like this, and then the negative value I'm going to plug into the to min, and then the last one. So yeah, this is really tedious to do, but it will be worth it. So the other map rings, I'm going to plug out the results over here, and I'm going to press N, and then I'm just going to rename this to X, Y, and then Z, and then this value over here, I think I'm just going to keep it a value. We don't need to change. If you want, you can put a power over there, and then I think that's all good. So now that we got all of this, I'm just going to press tab and go out of it, and now we can plug all of these like this, and on the W, I'm just going to plug in a scene time and then the seconds. So now if we press play, as you can see, it's really weird, and yeah, that's what I want. If we change the power, it works. So look at that. And then the scale is just like how crazy you want it to be. But okay, so you can mess around with that. I'm just going to name this to noise. And then now what we're going to do is starting the geometry proximity stuff. So I'm just going to pin this over here, and the first thing I'm going to add is a vector math node, and put a multiply. and plug it over here. So we're just multiplying by 0, so nothing is happening. This is another way to make a power. But okay, so what we're doing now is geometry proximity. And I'm just going to bring the sphere, the first one that we added, over here. And remove the camera over there. So I'm just going to plug the geometry to geometry and then change this to relative and put the distance into the vector. But as you can see, it's working the opposite. We don't like it's moving where the thing is not at. So I'm just going to organize this a little bit, and then so bring this back and add a map range. So we're using a lot of map range today. So I'm just going to put to min to 1 and then to max to 0. So I'm just inverting the values, and then I'm just trying to keep it organized over here. So yeah, I think it's working now. So we can just scale this down for now. And as you can see, where we move, it starts to move too. So you can change these values to make like the rest move just a little bit, or make the middle move a lot. You can even add another one, so it will be the color ramp. It will be even more so you can make it even better. You can make the fall off sharper and change that kind of stuff. So as you can see, it's just exactly where the thing is. There's moving. So I'll keep it over here like this, and I'll organize it again. And for this part, I think so we're gonna just to press Ctrl J to create this, and then now we're going to add an instance on points. So instance on points over here, and now everything disappears, and because the instance, we need to plug an icosphere over here. So that's wrong. We just need to put the radius down like this, and just bring this up to 3. So the scale now, we need to change the scale. So I'm going to get the same proximity over here and plug this directly into the scale. So it's inverted, so we can just plug this again. Yep. But now the things are disappearing, and I don't want that. So I just think I'm going to plug this into another map range and put it into the scale. So first I'm just going to invert it like we did, but then when I go to the 2 max, I'm going to put a 0.1. So now, as you can see, they are not disappearing, and it's looking really good. I think I'm going to add a color ramp, or maybe just duplicate this color ramp. Yeah, so we can just put this value up again, and then so the fall off is the same one as the other one. So now I'm just going to press Ctrl J and then delete this one, so we can get another. We can remove those from that group. But okay, so now this is looking really good. It's already really satisfying, and we can move as fast as we want. So I'm just going to plug this all in another group. And for the next thing, I'm going to bring this down to kind of over here and plug this into another thing. So we're going to make we're going to plug in a mesh to curve. So if you watch the Kid 3D, you can just skip this part, so because he do this all the time. So it's curved to mesh now. So where is it? Here. and then the profile curve, we can get a curve circle. And then for the mesh, we're just going to keep it like this, and then put another instance on point over here. And the instance is going to be a icosphere again. For the radius, I think I'm just going to bring it down. And then I'm just going to put a drawing geometry and plug those two in. And just for the organization, I'm going to duplicate this drawing geometry, put it all the way over here, and then plug this into over here. It's really bad right now, so the first thing I'm going to do is just put the subdivisions up, and then the radius and curved circle, we're just going to bring it down too. And the radius over here, like this. So now I'm going to set material over here. Put this in another group. And for the materials, I'm going to select this again and add 2 new slots. So the first one, I'm going to name this metal. And for the second one, I'm going to put a color. Just put whatever you want. So I'm just going to put color. So for over here, I'm going to choose the metal and then duplicate it and add for the second one the other one, so the color. So I think this tutorial is getting a little bit longer than I thought, so I'm just going to go a little bit faster for this part because it's really getting long and I don't want that. So for the materials now, we're going to first go to shading and then keep it on Eevee, go to ambient occlusion and check this, and screen space reflections for the materials to work. So I'm just going to go to render view and then remove those two. It will be actually the same as this, but okay. We're going to come over here. First, we're going to go to color, and then on the base color, we're going to put an ambient occlusion node. And then we're going to put a color ramp. Oh. So for the color ramp, and then I'm going to bring this up like this, and I'm just going to pause the animation right now. It's really looking really good already, even if it's just black and white. And sorry, I forgot to do one thing over here. We just need to put a set shade to move. Yeah, so okay, sorry about that. We're just going to now keep the roughness like that. Everything, keep it just like it is. And then I'm just going to duplicate this color to show you something really cool. So I'm just going to put all of this into a group with Ctrl G. And then for the first one, I'm just going to put a blue and then a light blue, maybe. Just trying to make something cool. For the second and third one, I'm just going to change the colors maybe to a purple and then a yellow. And then the last one, I'm going to put at, you don't need to follow these things that I'm doing. I'm just putting whatever colors are coming to my mind and I think will look good together. So okay, so now we're just going to plug this factor into everything and press tab to exit this. And now if we come over here again, we can rename over here. So the first one will be like blue to light blue, and then we can change the other ones afterwards. And when we change over here, it's really easy to change the colors that we want. So we can just plug the time that anytime that we want. For the metal now, I'm just going to go to the metal slot and just, yeah, that's it. I'm just going to put the melodic up. You can put the noise section and that stuff, but as I said, this video is actually like, it's like 20 minutes long, so I'm trying to be as fast as I can. So I'll just bring this up now and add the background. So for the background, something I didn't do this for the thumbnail, but I think it would look better if we just put a cube like this. Yeah. And then for this face, I'm just going to bring it down. Yeah, I think that would look good. And then I can change, and I can add the lights, but or you can just keep the HDRI, and that will look good too. So for the camera, I'm going to press Ctrl Alt number pad 0, and yeah, that's it. This is how it's looking, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to tap like and subscribe while I move this empty. So thank you for all my patrons for their support. It really helped me continue this channel. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next video.